Good morning. Hello. Happy Tuesday. We are working on login. I did I did a little bit of stuff last night, but not really anything for what we're working on. I added the login and then the redirect pages. I created a redirect page that auth takes us back to, and I added those to uh, the tests. So now, if we try to run them, let's see. Let's try a floating window. So if I try to run these, we go X playwright test. We should get a bunch of failures here because the login pages has some accessibility issues. And I think the redirect page too, or is it just login? It's just the login page. Right. Okay. So just the login page. Now, what's interesting is the login page is yelling at us about color contrast. So there needs to be a color contrast of 4.31, but we get, oh no, it has 4.31. It should be 4 to 5, 4.5. So it's really close. I need something to be just a tiny bit darker. And if we take a look at what this is, so this is on the login page itself. Let's head over. Let's head over there. And we can see the problem is this ahref with the username and password inside of it. Right there. So this is too light, and I believe it should be darker. Now, it looks good here, right? Because I'm using dark mode. If I turn dark mode off, it's pretty much the same exact color, and it's light. And so it just needs to be just a teeny tiny bit darker. Now, I believe we can see that there's a CSS variable that we're using for this. It's somewhere. It's not that one. Oh, wait, I don't think it is that one. Oh, color link. It might be that one. Oh, no, that's Dark Reader. Oh, Dark Reader is messing it up. Okay, hold on. Everybody, cover your eyes. I am turning off Dark Reader just so that I can see what the actual variable name is. I think it's this one, color link. If I turn that off, it becomes black. So this dash dash color link, we need to make just a tad darker. Degent. Hello. Good morning. Yes, flashbang. Exactly. Okay, so I need to turn this. Now, if I can I up arrow that? That becomes lighter, right? That becomes I can't tell. Oh, the D is okay. So gent or gent. I either way. Hello. Was I looking at the wrong one? No. Oh, and now it's grays. That's not necessarily what I wanted. Okay, let's reset and try this again. So we have color link. I want to pull this down by a bit to make it a little bit darker. But I'm not exactly sure what I should be doing it as. Like something like that. And copy you. And this would be in YCL. Oh, music. No words. Okay, what was I looking for? We are looking for BB style. We're gonna find. Oh, okay, so here's our colors. I want color link. Now, if I were to try to reduce these down, I think it was going by like 10. So let's try something like that. So that's good there. We come back to here. I need to open up something. Let's say login. Save you. There we go. Let's try the test again. See if that fixed it or if it still has problems. Looks like it's passing this time. Excellent. Okay. So none of my pages have any accessibility issues. So we just made the link color a little bit darker, which means this can go back to dark mode. All right. So that's one thing done. Actually, I think this is a little bit more readable here too, which is nice. Okay, so something we need to what's next? So I am testing that it's sending this link has the correct href, or at least it has close enough to the correct href. So next up would be what would I be? Next up, okay, handling what comes back. So Bullfirst Dad, hello, good evening. How are you doing today? All right, so I have I have this page here for logging in. You're working on some linear algebra homework. I'm trying to remember. I think I quit out of computer science math stuff around that time. So I never really got good at linear algebra, unfortunately. But good luck with that. I'm doing pretty good. We are working on authentication today. It's pretty cool once you get deeper into it. It seems like it's one of those like math magic things where there's some tricks that help out a lot. And if you don't know the tricks, you struggle through it. And that's kind of ironic because I didn't know the tricks, so I was struggling through it. So I thought I was terrible at it. I mean, isn't that always the case? Like we're gonna be scratching the surface, like in college. Like whenever you're in a course, you I don't know if we can really dive that deeply into any topic. there's so many topics that they cover. It's more of a survey. Okay, so when I come to here, let's actually do this in here, and then we can actually see what we're doing. So when I try to log in, so that happened so fast that you might not be able to tell. The only difference here, I'm in the logging in, so I'm in the redirect component, but my URL's changed. So I got an access token. I've got state. The state has changed. So it actually did the thing, but it auto logged me in on the other page. So it's super fast. Maybe later, if you chose to go into a master's, you have a course in numerical linear algebra, which is just more advanced topics and applications of them. Okay. I would think I was mostly talking about undergraduate. I've never actually taken any master's level courses, so I would assume that those would go pretty deep. Okay, so I want to extract all of this information out, specifically the state, because I need to make sure that this is trustworthy. So I need to extract you out. Now I'm seeing ampersands in here. So let's actually cut this out and see if we can extract this somewhere here. Put you down here. This is what that URL looks like. Now the token should change every single time I log in. So normally you wouldn't want to expose it like I'm doing right now, but also every time I try to log in, that resets it, and this user can't do anything yet. It's my meow user. You're just in your first year of undergrad, so long way to go. Surprisingly, you only have one math course left. That does feel surprising. I had to do like was it 2 years worth of math? Something like that. I can't remember exactly anymore. I I liked math until I graduated high school. And then college I was not great at it again. But I did have a lot of sort of issues with math. Dyslexia was not helpful in that case. Okay, so notice here. This is a really interesting thing. So I see ampersands. Let's go to the beginning of the line. So I see ampersands in here. How about a question mark? There's no question mark. Instead, there is a hash. And a hash is a fragment. So now there's only one of these. Hopefully there's never a hash in the token, and hopefully I never add a hash into like the state. But I don't think I can. I think the state is going to be alphanumeric every single time. So basically I need to get the fragment out. First of all, I need to get this entire thing out. So let's see if we can get that. So I need to let some things, like I need to let the URL, I don't know if I can get that, equals use something. So we have use location. Maybe use location would do it. Okay, so that gives me a location. I am inside of the router, so I can do this safely. You've been using just basic Vim for so long, it feels like IntelliSense just gets in the way. Yeah, but now you can use the IntelliSense style auto I guess like linters and auto correct and auto complete. You can all use those inside of Vim too. Okay, so location. I want to. What can I get out of this? So can I get the URL out of here? Oh, that's not helpful. What? Oh, that's not helpful at all. Okay. Let's go to the documentation and try to see what is this location? So I believe Yew router is where I get these hooks from. Okay, so we're using use location, and that gives us a location. So I can get the path name. I can get query string. Aha. Okay, hash. Returns the hash fragment to the current URL. So I think I want this hash. Okay, so okay, let's log this out. So I should be able to see inside of here. Yeah, there we go. URL hash. Here's this. Okay, it includes the hash. Okay, that's good to know. Now from this, I want to get each thing equals the other thing. Now I've just got a string. I could create a function to do this for me. And if I'm going to create a function to do this for me, probably should put this in auth since it's related to that. And we can write a test, a Rust test inside of there. Let's go to auth mod. All right, music. I reference like the music not being good, but I know anybody watching the VODs is probably confused because the music's been stripped out. How did that get in there? Am I like constantly hitting paste somehow? What if I'm hitting like I'm doing it whenever I'm moving the mouse up to the other computer. Wonder what key I'm pressing. Okay. What was I thinking? What was I doing? We want to create a new function here. We can have this be this is gonna be a public function. So we're gonna have a public function, maybe extract auth0 auth0 redirect data. Maybe it's just extract redirect. Um, extract redirect URI. Maybe that's what I'm working on. I'm gonna take in the fragment, which is a stir, and we're gonna return. I should have some kind of struct for this, I would imagine. Put a struct in here. This is going to be an auth0. Probably shouldn't call it specifically auth0. Should probably be like just auth redirect user. And looking at what we have access to, we have, oh, and I could probably see this in documentation. Let's go over there. Or they're not going to show us what we're going to get back. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, these are just the requests. They don't they're not showing us what we're getting back, which is very much too bad. Oh, they're using their CDN. All right. Never mind. Okay, so here we have access token. So we have access token, and that's going to be a string. We have the token's super long. Okay, ampersand. We have the scope. We have expires in. Now, this is actually a number, so it's probably something like a U32. We have token type. That's also going to be a string. And then the state. Now, I wonder if I should probably put this into its own file, right? Because this is getting a little bit crowded in here. What do we got? Right, so this is all inside of mod. So maybe we have like a handle redirect file. I'll do that for right now. And I want to put this in there along with that handle redirect. Well, I guess that handle redirect function is not going to be a thing anymore, is it? Because I'm going to put that as part of this this struct. So we're going to delete 7 of these. Okay, handle redirect. So I want to probably initialize it by handing it that full handing it the fragment. So we can do an impl auth redirect user pub function new. We're going to take in the fragment, which is a stir. We're going to return a self. I also want to do a test on this to make sure it works the way we expect it to. So it's been a short while. Let's see if I can remember how to create a. I want to create a block mod for this. It's going to be a. Oh no, it's config first. So we do the config. Okay, config test. So if we're running a test, then keep this code in here. If we're not running test, strip it out. Then we're going to have a mod, which it's a private mod in here, so I don't think I need anything like that. Pub. Okay, so we have functions for tests in here. Then we're going to mark those with a test, right? Because I think I can just do macro test. Yeah, to turn into a unit test, something like that. All right. What is this? This is going to be we can create a create auth redirect user. I can return so I absolutely can return a result if I want to. I don't know if I necessarily need to though. All right. And so let's put our fragment in, which is going to be this entire thing. Okay, so we have our fragment. I could probably the access token has been okay. It shouldn't have those two dots. I think that's the console log trying to save me time. I think it's just like that. No. Well, it has other stuff in there, right? I mean, maybe it does have those. Now I want to test. I'm looking for a pair of dots. I'm not seeing any dots so far. Yeah, no dots at all. Okay, hold on. Let's put that in there. So if I could find that. Oh, look, this has dots here. LYJ9. Oh, wait, there it is. I see the dot. Okay, there are dots in there. Okay, so the dots are real. To make this not a real one, we can Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, did I do that correctly? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, that should corrupt it enough. And also, as I mentioned, it's not like a real access token. This is a bearer token. They all look like this. So taking that in, I want to hand that to the new fragment. So I want to get, so let redirect user, it's going to which is going to be a type auth redirect user. I want to get that when I do auth redirect user new. Oh, I'm going to have to use a new super to get access to auth redirect user. Hand it the fragment. Right? What are you upset about? Oh, expected name. So tests. Okay. Next up, you're upset because you can't find that, right? Can't find it in scope. So under here, we're going to have a use statement. So use super redirect user. Okay, that makes you happy. You're not returning a self, so that you're unhappy. But okay, so we create you, and then I want to extract out the okay, then I just want to verify that each of these are equal to each other. So let's do a partial equal. So that expected, okay, so I want the expected or redirect user. That's going to be equal to an auth redirect user. Okay, so we'll have access token. That's going to be this entire thing. So you go find exactly where that ends. Like that. Okay. So yank you out. Okay, paste you in there. We're good to go. Okay, next up, scope. I want scope to be that. I don't know if I care too much about turning these back into spaces. So I might just leave them like that. All right, next up, expires in. That needs to be a number. And in this case, we can just look at it. It's 7,200. Token type. Token type here is bear. And then the state. Okay, so I have all of you here. Oh, and you need to be the types, right? So we need to do a dot to owned. Oh, that almost got it. Guess dot does the last thing that I did, which would have been nice. To owned. So if I do, oh, I can't. To owned there. Okay. So, all right, you're happy here, and then I want to compare you two. So, then we're going to, what is it? Is it expect? No, it's what's the comparison? It's something. Oh, assert. Okay, so we want assert equal that the redirect user is equal to the expected redirect user. Okay, and that's it. That's all I want to run. Auth redirect user doesn't implement debug. Okay, so they both need to implement, or this needs to implement debug too. We can do that. Okay, I think you're happy now. You're happy now. Okay. We need to get this to a point where it's not just failing, and then we can run the test. So something that returns some kind of self. So we need to extract out, I mean, I guess we could just return self default just to go. What? No, not that. Return self default. Why are you upset? Oh, yeah, that's because I don't have a default on here. That's why. I'm starting with default just so that way I can have, we'll have to, just to have something to start with. I'll probably remove it later once we get these things sort of in place. All right, but now I should be able to do a cargo test, which will test this, test that function. Perfect. Okay, so we have fired, failed. Left, okay, so we have that function, which, or that object, which is just completely empty, and we have the one that it's supposed to be. So we're getting closer now. So we time for us to now extract this out. So I know I have this hash, and I know I need to remove that. That kind of sucks. Although I could split on the equal sign. I bet that would work. I could also pull in a library to do this too, but I would. This is running on the front end. I don't know if I really want to pull in the library for this. Like the libraries make things so heavy. But it sometimes is nice to like pull something in so that you're like, okay, it's tested. It probably will work every single time, whereas mine hopefully will work every single time. So I could split on the equals. Bearer tokens aren't allowed to have equals characters in them, right? And if that's true, then there is no chance that my state will have that because we control that. Okay. auth0 bearer token characters. I think is it base 64 encoded? All right, well, Stack Overflow has an answer. I don't know how accurate this will be, but maybe as a link to something. Okay. Sure, whatever. Oh, the syntax for bearer credentials. Yeah, but this is the question. So that has an equal sign in it. It could have an equal sign, is what I'm seeing here. Okay, this song is distracting me. Tredius, hello. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. Everybody just saying, hey, go take a look at the RFC. And then the discussions on the RFC, followed by, but they're not really needed to use it. So it's like, okay. But the RFC seems to, according to Stack Overflow, suggest that equal sign is possible to have in there, and so therefore I need to be careful about it. Can you ask something? Well, you can certainly ask. I can't promise I'll be able to answer though. Okay, can I see? I don't see any spare equal signs in here, but it's dangerous. Oh, but then I wonder if I can. I don't necessarily want to split on the equal sign because that's not really helpful. I can split on the question mark. Oh, you can't. Oh, no, it's the ampersand. Yeah, just like a URL query string, we have ampersands between each of the variables, with the first one starting as a hash. So that could work. So if I grab this, and then I'm just looking for... Now, I don't know if I can guarantee that the order of these are going to be the same also. You want to format your computer, and when you click the process of starting to format, you get this error. You know about it, since you are in this category, maybe you can tell me some error windows. So DLL, so DLLs are dynamic libraries. They're basically little bits of code that's attempting to run. So when you're formatting your disk, is it the same disk that's running the operating system that you're trying to format? Or is it like a completely different disk that's connected to your computer? You have one disk. So you might be running into a problem where you can't format the same computer that is running. So think of it like that. What was it called? There's that snake that's eating itself in mythology, or it's swallowing its own tail. That doesn't work because if you're trying to, like as a computer, if it's trying to format it, it's going to not have a great time. So you need something to boot into to then format it that's not on the disk. You formatted it before? I mean, that would be like pretty suspicious about like formatting off of that same disk unless you've booted into like some recovery mode. Then you should be able to. But as for that year, I haven't done Windows administration before, so I don't think I can help you with that. That being said, there's so if you take the error and you Google it, like just to copy and paste that error specifically in, you'll probably get to some place that can help. And then if not, there's community discords all over the place that you might be able to search for that can probably help as well. But unfortunately, it's been a long time since I've done any Windows administration stuff. I can help a lot more if it was Linux or Mac. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So sorry about that. I know. I know. A lot of people on Twitch are going to be on on Windows because of the gaming aspect, right? But unfortunately, I'm not able to help you here. Good luck though. Other Twitch streamers don't. Oh, that's too bad. Well, I'm sorry about that. There. See, let's see if you wanted to go to like a Windows support Discord, someplace you can go ask. Okay, there's a Windows support community Discord. Windows support community having I don't know how good this community is. I've never been part of it. Maybe they couldn't help. So that would be probably, if I was in that same position, that'd probably be the first place I would take a look at. Whether or not they're actually helpful, that's a completely different question. I have no idea. That's like my disclaimer is that I've never been there, obviously. So, but good luck. I'm sure you'll eventually be able to get it figured out and get going. Okay, let's see. Fragments. Should we just do a URL to extract this out? I'm concerned about the fact that the spec says an equal sign can be in here, and mine doesn't have an equal sign in here, but that doesn't mean it won't have it. 132 online, that's a really small community. Oh. Well, if they don't, maybe you can like just do another Google search, find another community, and maybe that will work better. Let's go find a URL crate. How popular is this? Decently popular. All right. can I do the thing that I want to do? I can parse it. Can I get a fragment? Okay. So I can pass in the entire URL, get the fragment. I can get query pairs. But see, I'm concerned because this is query pairs and the fragment together. I feel like I solved this problem before and then I've forgotten about what I did because it was so long ago. Twisted Seed, hello. I want a combination fragment and query pairs. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, I don't need to hash it. I wonder if I can query for each thing's in there. So I have. Wait, is this just a bunch of functions? No, okay. So we have a single struct. Oh yeah, and then just a bunch of methods on it, right? Oh, that's not too bad. Is there something in native JavaScript that I could do with this? So if we come into here, so if I do window dot, is there like a location? Yeah, there's a location. Oh, not capital L. Location dot. Oh, okay. So that gives me that. Hast host, host name, href, path name, port, protocol. Now search. Oh, search is not a function. Okay, that's not what I want then. Oh, so hash gives me that. Okay. Which then also includes, okay, now this is so far not helpful. Interesting. So we have the anchor. Oh, that's like creating an anchor tag. That's weird. It's not what I wanted. These like creating. Ha! These are creating tags that I could use. That's not helpful in the least. Okay, so I can get the hash like that. I don't know if I can get the query parameters. Yeah, without searching for it. Okay, that's. Now, how about location? So I could probably do a new location, but that's going to be just create a location off that. It's not really going to be helpful. Okay, so let's bring in URL. This is just called URL. We'll add a URL. Let's see what feature flags we have. Surday is an option. I hadn't thought about that. Maybe we can use Surday to pull in. Okay, documentation. Search. So can I see? Do you have anything where you talk about Surday? Okay, we parse. What are you going to parse into though? Parse with params is going to equal. Oh, it's pulling it together. That's creating it. That's not what I want to do. I would figure that would have been join. Okay, so let's not worry too much about this. So we have our URL. I need to quit out of Vim here. Okay, let's go back in. Let's head to our redirect page. Let's get the full URL and pass that in. Or no, we can create the URL here. Okay, so you're not helping. So I want the entire. I can get query. What does query get me? Returns the query as the URL. Query. Oh, that's not happy. Type annotations needed. Oh. Oh. I don't think it's gonna like it. Let's head on over to our, what was it? It was auth handle redirect. So if I y8y, okay, so I don't think this is gonna work. I don't think it's gonna be able to grab this out of it, but let's try. So, oh, I wonder if you're gonna require auth redirect user. If I try to use that, you need to implement deserialize. Okay. Well, it's no longer a compile problem. Now it's going to be a runtime problem. Missing field access token. Okay, so we take you out. Missing field scope. You have that in there, but it's the fragment. The fragment is screwing that up. Oh, that's too bad. Now, if I have a hash that just gives me a stir, that's not helpful. I mean, I could. How crazy would this be? If I replace that hash, if I replace the fragment symbol with a question mark to turn it into a query, and then I can use URL to parse the query parameters out of it. I I feel that that's terrible. I feel like that's actually a bad idea. But also, I think it would work. Because if I just replace the first one that I find, that should work, right? Okay. If I want to get the full URL, so location, there's path, hash, state. Oh, that's not helpful. And these are all private fields, so I can't actually see. Wait, can URL give me the current URL? I don't think it can, right? It just takes in a URL and then figures it out. So if I ask for the URL, I guess I could use something. I can use something in use like window. I can grab it just from plain JavaScript. That might work. Oh, wait. Yeah, instead of using location like this, let's try this. We're going to do let our URI is going to be glue maybe. So that's websys fetch WebSocket. That's not what I want. Utils. So I have body head window history. I don't think it's. I want like location. That's not exactly what I want. I have window here. Now history. That would give me this. So if I do history dot, what do I get? Back forward, length property, push state, replace state. Yeah, it's not helpful. Okay, so history is not helpful. But maybe I can get the window object. Then I want the location. Okay, what does this give me? Okay, location gives me a location, a getter for the location field of this object. This API requires the following create features to be activated. I need location and window. Okay. Okay, so then I should be able to do location out of here. So let's do location. It's still figuring things out. Then location dot what is the actual one? So I want location. So if I do href, that gives me the full href. Okay, that's what I want. There we go, href. So that gives me the URI here. Then I can create a URL from this. So let URL is going to be URL. Why am I getting that? That's weird. It's like freaking out because of all this, I think. No information. Okay. No information for you either. Okay, nice. Okay, URL. What are my options here? URL. We have parse an absolute URL from a string. Okay, so I can parse that into a URL. So instead of new, it becomes parse. Don't I have cargo, Tomo? Yeah, URL. URL is in here. Okay. Oh, not found. Expected a stir. Okay, getting closer. Oh, I found a reference. Okay, so I should always have an href here. So we should be able to unwrap. There we go. Okay, so now I have a URL. Now what can I do with this? I do URL dot lovely. Okay, so now that I have a URL, we can add stir. I can get fragments off of it. So do query. So I can get fragment. Okay, so if I do fragment, you're unknown. Oh, the parse needs to be potentially unwrapped too. Okay. Then I know that you have a fragment. I'm doing a lot of unwraps. I'm not super happy about that. Okay. Can I log this? Can I log data? Fragment. Yes. Okay. Okay. This is a little bit better. This time when I get the fragment, it doesn't have the hash symbol in front of it, but I still have these queries. So now what are you? Are you like a special type? You're a string. So can I get queries out of you? Or I could potentially parse this and get query params out of that. Search. I want something to get for queries. Return URL query string, if any. Change it. Parse the URL's query string, if any. And return an iterator of key value pairs. That could be helpful too. This is all part of URL, so we have query pairs too. Let's see. This one I'm a little bit worried about. So they get the query pairs as pairs. Oh, and then you can run things off of it, like count. Oh, and then you can, so it's an iterator. So we can do next and all that fun stuff. So I get the fragment off of it. So that's query pairs equals URL dots. Query pairs. I can for this. So for pair in query pairs. I don't know if I can. Oh, apparently I can log out each pair if it indeed has one. Which it does not, because that did not log out. So that's an empty. Oh, it's empty because it's after the fragment. Okay. And I doubt that I can take this fragment and throw it into a query again. Although I could maybe replace it out. I don't know. We're gonna have to figure this out. I might have some time later today or tomorrow to sort of continue looking at this and poking around at it. I feel like I'm really close to figuring out a solution. I just need like a little bit more time. But unfortunately, I'm out of time because I gotta head to my day job now. So, thank you all for hanging out with me today. Tomorrow I usually head into the office, so I'm not available for streaming in the morning. I'm sorry. I will be back on Thursday morning though, to continue working on this. So Thursday morning at 7 a.m. Mountain Time, we'll continue struggling with authentication and the ability to log into the app. So once again, thank you all for hanging out with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.